And then another.
Good morning, everybody, and you are tuned into the Blitz Morning Show right here on the... I'm not really too sure if it's Blitz Talk Network anymore, as I don't own it. But you'll still get the Blitz Morning Show. My name is Toby Brendel. I'll be your host for the umpteen minutes that I always do. And today is a very special day. Special as in, it's Halloween. Alright. Yes, I know, Halloween, it's just one of those days. It's nothing good, it's nothing exciting. It's just Halloween. What can you do for Halloween? Who out there has kids dressed up? Let's talk about that. How was your experiences as a child as Halloween? And how are your children today compared to what it was? For example, this year, my 5 Rugrats are superheroes. Raven from Teen Titans. Superman, Batman, Robin, and Spider-Man. You know, it's one of those things where, as a child, and I grew up, I really didn't care for superheroes. It was just one of those nerdy things. But now, the amount of nerdiness that consists of is just absolutely unbelievable. You have times where, well, that's kind of cool. You have Comic-Con, you have video games, you have all these things now that are just blowing up when it comes to video games, not video games, comics. It's amazing on how popular they are now. Comic-Con is basically in every single major community. Like the San Diego version, absolutely huge. There was one that was close to us, called in Regina. Sadly, it's not going to happen no more. No more. I can't even speak. It's not going to happen anymore. I'm not really sure. Oh, it snowed out. Interesting. Why it got canceled? There's a lot of things that were coming. The one Comic-Con that I wanted to go to was, there's a certain cartoon that I like. It's called 16. It's basically teenagers. Apparently they're right around the 16 age, but they don't actually act like it. It's hard to explain. Anyway, it's a Canadian cartoon, and I liked it, and I don't know why. It was just one of those things. Like, it's more funny because you have Wyatt, who's a coffee head, Jude, who's a skater, and Jonesy, who basically gets fired each and every single episode. And all they do is they're in the mall. But the end of one of the seasons, it actually brought tears to my eyes because Nikki moved because her dad got a different job somewhere else. And that was the last of it. But anyway, I got so sidetracked. Why do I go on these tangent rants where my mind basically my mind shuts down, but my mouth keeps going? All right, so anyway. Let's see, do I have a rewind button? Picture this. Mid-80s. You have a little version of me on October 31st. Guess what? It's one of those days where you have tons of snow, you're dressed up in ski pants, your winter coat, and all you have to tell who you are was this freaking plastic mask where as soon as you step out when it's minus 30 degrees Celsius, it basically shatters. That is how my Halloween is. It's not tons of snow, or it's not like beautiful minus 1 degree or 5 degree. It was literally like minus 20, minus 25, even minus 30. I remember in one of the years, my mom busted her ass off and saved up soup cans and got me this one costume that was made out of plastic. The fins and the tail, you blew them up, and it was a shark. And it had to deal with like Sharky or something like that. It was different shapes. It was one particular brand that had 3 or 4 different costumes. My mom got me the shark one. She told me, quote, "Do not take this outside because it will get wrecked. Wait until you go trick-or-treating tonight." Quote me, "Yes, Mom." The day shows up. I go out for the very first day of recess. Guess what? It basically shatters because it's so cold. Then when I got home, my mom was pissed because we had to send in like 30 plus labels for this costume, and it just got destroyed and never even had to wear it. There's other times where my mom tried making me costumes. Massive fail, but at least she tried, and I cherish that. Another one was Sharky. I was Superman, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Superman. And what was so dumb about this particular one is it was just the mask. I can't remember if the cape was there, but I know the mask is there. And when it came with the mask, I couldn't breathe, I couldn't see, and it just, I don't know, it was one of those memories that I won't forget. It was my 2 cousins and I, we were all bundled up, and my one cousin and I, we just had a face mask on. That was it. That was a Halloween costume. But now there's people out there that are willing to spend the money and the time creating Halloween costumes for the kids, for themselves. Like, I've seen so many parents more decked out in Halloween costumes than the kids are. Which also then takes me over to Comic-Con, when you have people spending years perfecting their costumes, trying to get them beautiful, worth it style, like costumes, like it's unbelievable. But yet they won't wear them for Halloween most of the time. They'll just wear it for Comic-Con because they want to show how big of a nerd they are. Then there's other people who try slapping it on as fast as possible just to go do a walk around. I seen one video of a guy, he did a certain villain, I think from Silent Hill. He built it, wore it like once, thought it was be good, put it on. Then as he kept walking, trying to get to the actual judging, they kept falling off. It was uncomfortable. He couldn't handle it. And it was interesting to watch, but at the same time, I felt sorry for the guy. Like, he's tried so hard to get this costume ready for it, and it was just kind of otherwise, yeah, I haven't really, ever since, when was it? Grade 5 or grade 6? That was the last time I really dressed. No. Ha! Oh my God, Halloween. Let's fast forward a little bit to about 2006, I do believe. This was a very interesting story. So 2006, I was working for a gas station, and I wanted to stand out. I wanted to dress up, right? Well, all right, perfect. All said and done. Spent hundreds of dollars to perfect my costume. Boots, pants, shirt, accessories. Like, I literally spent hundreds of dollars. And you're thinking, yeah, okay, whatever. You spending a couple hundred. Once you actually start realizing after what I did, then you'll soon kind of think, yeah, okay. Maybe he is actually telling you the truth. I went out and became a goth. I bought makeup. I bought a certain shirt. Big baggy pants. What the hell's on the bottom of my hand? Nope, not poop. Boots. Funny thing about this costume is, the only thing I have left of it are my boots, because they're Doc Martens. At the time when I bought them, they were $120. And when I bought them, I was like, oh my God, how? Why? No. It's been 12, 13 years, and I still wear them. They're comfortable. They do me right. I've never had any problems with them. There's a little bit of wear and tear where the toes are when I kneel down, but otherwise they're good. Stop being. All right, so all said and done, I decide, let's get dressed up, let's go out. So went out. I had to take the chains off the pants because the chains were hitting the vehicles, which that was fine. Whatever. Everybody loved my costume. My boss was giddy about it because I was the only one that dressed up. But then after 10 o'clock, I had a bunch of drug and rig pigs come in, and the one looked at me, and for once in my life, I was actually feared for my life. He looks and says, "Oh, you little effers. This is the only time where you can show your true colors. You hide throughout the whole entire day, and I should kick your ass." I know I wasn't going to get my ass kicked that night, but it was just one of those things where I've never actually experienced it, and it freaked me out. I feel sorry for the other people that get threatened each and every day with comments like that from people that are sober, drunk, anything like on that rate, because that is totally uncalled for. Like, it freaked me out to the point where I was ready to fight. Makeup, it would have been coming off on him, or it would have been going into my eyes, but I wasn't going to go back down. That's all I can say. Because that's one thing. If I ever have a chance and opportunity to stand up for myself, I'm going to do it. No little punk ass rig pig is going to stop me from being that. Oh, gas stations. My God. So many stories that I can get from those. I'll tell you two. Two that stood in my mind very strongly. Actually, I'll do one from Weyburn. I'll do one from Melville. And I will do one from Shell. All right, waiver. There was one time where my coworker Jared and I were talking or whatever. 2 girls came in, go into the bathroom at the same time. And Jared was like, "Oh my God, these 2 girls went into the bathroom." It's like, yeah, so? It's part of life, and if you haven't seen it in school, then you're not paying enough attention. They come out, one goes and gets or looks for something. The other one basically leans over the counter. Her shirt kind of drops a bit, and her chest is right there. And so, fine, whatever. Jared, he's looking, and he's like dumbfounded. So the girl looks at Jared and goes, "Do you have any club soda or tonic?" Jared's like, "Oh. Do you know where we can get some?" "Oh." I start laughing. It's like, "Yeah, 7-Eleven. We don't carry it because it really doesn't sell." She looks at Jared and goes, "Is that true?" "Oh, well." "Do you know how much it is?" "Oh." And every time when Jared gets asked a question, he's too busy staring at this girl's rack. And he just says, "I don't know." And she goes, "Okay, thank you," and leaves. Jared looks at me and goes, "Holy man, those were big boobs." And I start laughing. Jared leaves. Half an hour later, girls come back and says, "Oh, where's that cute little guy? We wanted to see if he wanted to come party with us." He left. He had to go do whatever. And she goes, "Yeah, he was kind of funny, looking at my chest and kind of dumbfounded." It's like, yeah, that's Jared for you. And it just, I'll never forget that particular time, just because he was just so founded by a pair of boobs. It left him speechless, and all he could go is, "Oh, yeah, so funny." The Melville. I was running a gas station up there, and I had Dylan working with me, and I had a clear disc. Didn't think much of it, and I thought it'd be a smart ass throw the clear disc to the left, right? So Dylan was walking over away from me, so I threw the disc at the door, but the way that it kind of leaned a bit, it turned, and it did basically a boomerang shaped turn. It went one direction, turns, woo, and boom, right in the back of his head. I'm like, "Oh my God, I am so sorry." He just falls to his knees, and then kind of plops down on his belly, and he lays out on the floor. It's like, "Dylan, I am so sorry. I was not aiming for you." And he didn't say a word, anything like that. He laid there for about 5 minutes. It's like, "Dylan, are you dead?" So I walk up to him with the broom, start poking him. Rolls over and goes, "Ow." That's all I get is "ow?" He said, "I was aiming for the door. It curved and hit you in the back of the head." He goes, "I know, I was there." It's like, "Oh, all right. Okay, whatever, fair enough." Then Shell. Let's backtrack a bit to Dylan again. The new owner of this gas station, she was doing her thing. She was throwing up a piece of roll of duct tape, which she loved duct tape for some reason. And Dylan was counting the change in the till. She said everything was going good. She was just tossing it, threw it too hard, hit the roof, and she doesn't know how, she doesn't know why. It hit the roof, changed at a weird angle, landed right on the money, messed everything up. Change went flying everywhere. And I guess Dylan basically looked at the change, looked at the duct tape and says, "Why do you guys keep picking on me?" Dylan just has no luck. I tell you, just absolutely no luck. Poor guy. Don't know how he's doing now. Hopefully a little bit better than getting hit in the back of the head with a plastic CD protector thing and a roll of duct tape. Another part was when I was working at Shell. I was having fun. A bunch of guys and I were talking. I jump on it wasn't a mini Coke cooler, because when you say mini, you think like bar, like at home mini. It was probably 4.5 feet high, and I could wrap my arms around it. So that's what I did. I hopped up on it, wrapped my arms around it, my legs around it, and I started pretending to hump it. I felt this weird feeling to my left. I turned and looked, and there was an old lady, late 60s, looking at me. I was like, oh shit. Get down. Walked away. And of course, everybody's killing themselves laughing about it. Because, well, this is me we're talking about, and stupid things happen. And where the hell did my wallet go? Are you serious? You know, sometimes I question myself. Shit. Guys, I think I just lost my wallet. So I bought a new friggin' phone case that has slots on it. And for some odd reason, I can't find it as I'm driving, but I know I have it. Oh, there it is. So I looked at my gas gauge, and I might not actually be able to do what I want to do, but hopefully I can. I'm over in between a quarter to half a tank. So let's just hope I can do what I want to do. All right, so after that lady looked at me, I just got off of the cooler and walked in the back, and everybody's just absolutely laughing at me. With so many of these stories that I have, especially with like gas stations, because I did them for like 10 years. Some of the stories that I can come out of it is just absolutely awesome. But then again, some of the stories are so unbelievable that they can't be true. I have proof. If you have any questions, you can always talk to the people that were there. They will even back up my stories and be like, yeah, that's what actually happened. Not bad. We're actually doing pretty good, guys. I'm going to have to say that. Last night, let's do a little bit of sports talk. So last night, my buddy Dale, his team versus my team, Edmonton versus Minnesota, Oilers versus Wild, and of course, his smart ass goes, let's see how many shots Dubnyk can stop with McDavid. And of course, he's basically saying that Edmonton's going to roll over Minnesota. Meanwhile, in the end, it was Minnesota winning, and Dubnyk actually did pretty good. He had something like 39 shots and saved 4? Then later, Dale apologized and actually said that was a pretty good game. Some of the goals there were actually pretty good. The one question that I don't understand is, how can Dubnyk be a number 1 overall draft pick from Edmonton, suck, get to Minnesota, and absolutely rock it? Like, I just don't understand some of the philosophy that some of these actual players have. One of the philosophies that are given is that Dubnyk never had the right coaching in Edmonton at the pro level. So when the time did come for him to do it, he just wasn't getting taught the right things. But when he went to Phoenix, he had Sean Burke as a goalie coach, showed him a few different things, and actually prevailed. And now, God, this guy, in Edmonton, he has never had a winning record. Never. And with him being at Edmonton now, with Minnesota now, he's had a winning record every year. Why? I don't know. Maybe it's one of those things where whoa, that's scary looking. Different change of scenery, but to me, it was a change of goalie coach. When Edmonton wasn't doing good and they were basically at the bottom of the barn, the one thing that I commented on an Edmonton post is like, you gotta fire the goalie coach. You have to fire one of the deep workings in the defense or goalie side, coach-wise. Get rid of some of these young players. Bring in some of the veterans. Change the coach himself and get a new, fresh feel, because you need leadership within the team. There's just too many youth. And get somebody who knows what they're doing. Somebody actually said, you are one of the most dumbest people ever. Apparently he didn't like my take. Hear me out. The reason why I said what I said was, if you take a look at Dubnyk, he was first overall. He didn't do too well. They were last for how many years? They weren't really scoring. It just seemed like they were lost. You're trying to build chemistry with the young generation, keep them locked for longer, which I understand that. That's not an issue that I have. The issue that I have is that there was no strong leadership. The weird part is a little bit later, I'm not sure about the coach's standpoint about switching or whatever, but if you go and take a look, they did get rid of Taylor Hall, sent him to New Jersey. So it broke up a little bit of the youth. Then they brought in Lucic, gave him a little bit of leadership from a pro player. I know they're all pros, but at least Lucic, he's had years under his belt to back him up, to give him confidence, etc., which is absolutely cool. There's no doubt about that one. And that's what they needed. They need leadership, so they have it. And now with McDavid being a part of Edmonton, they are actually quite a strong force to reckon with. They had Cabot, I don't know, as a goalie a few years ago. They did a strong run, and that was one of the years that Pittsburgh won. And of course, I had so many issues and so many words when it comes to that. I don't cheer for Edmonton, one, because Dale cheers for him, and the rivalry that we have actually had back and forth extended for many, many years. After I seen Pittsburgh get favored by the referees, it blew my mind, and it made me realize if Edmonton ever had a chance to win, it didn't matter if it was on the Stanley Cup final, any round, anything like that. I commented a year later and said, I would rather have a talent and hard worker like McDavid win the Stanley Cup instead of a crybaby referee game changer like Crosby in Pittsburgh. The amount of hate that I actually got from that particular comment, it blew me away, because everybody basically says Crosby's one of the best players in the world, blah, blah, blah. Okay, there's some things about him I do get as a player, but it's the other things that he does that pisses me off. Like if he ever gets into a fight, he doesn't throw punches. He just shakes the crap out of the other person and gets them to fall down, and then he starts feeding punches. He'll take dives. huge dives. He'll poke. Then when people want to fight him, he just skates away like nothing's wrong. And of course, he'll never get penalties or whatever because he's Crosby. But that last year that Pittsburgh won the Stanley Cup, it was Ottawa and Pittsburgh playing. It was really bothersome seeing so many penalties not being called or being called on Ottawa. It just didn't make sense. Even the announcers, they were saying this was starting to be bull and that they were trying to favor Pittsburgh to win a back-to-back Stanley Cup run. It's pretty bad when the announcers are saying it. I do totally believe it. They're going to favor Crosby just because of who he is. Are sports rigged? They can be if that ref likes or dislikes a certain team. Holy crap. So, I better let you guys go. It's been a half an hour. I'm pretty sure getting sick of it. I could talk for so much longer. I'm almost done my hour drive to work. But let's just cut it. Let's kind of move on. But until then, you are listening to the Blitz Morning Show. My name is Toby Brendel, and I thank you. If you have any comments, questions, feel free to tweet me at coffeeman_radio. You can also email us at theblitzmorningshow@gmail.com. I'm going to double check, see if that is correct. Yes, theblitzmorningshow@gmail.com. All right, so I still thank you guys. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be pushing myself harder to do what I'm doing. And until then, I will see you this Friday. And also, you guys rock. So I thank you, and I will catch you Friday.